officers and all of that, but I can tell you, they maintained their courageous calm. Our officers were very professional. They did not react to any lawmaker. They did not react to any insult that was thrown at them. So if the committee here want to follow this investigation, probably they need to call the chairman on the executive. He will elaborate, because that was what we plan, to have 3 passes given to each lawmaker for their travel, for themselves and the vehicle. This is what I know thus far. And on the aspect of the incident that occurred and the complaint, Honorable Dillion just narrated that he's always being harassed by security apparatus. Well, I don't think security apparatus will target only Senator Dillion in the entire 54th legislature. I think sometimes we as citizens, officials, we should always take cognizance of our utterance in the public. If I can recollect, September 13, 2020, Honorable Dillion made a statement that if any of his any or COP rally or whatsoever is disrupted, he will definitely, he will consciously, he will intentionally, he will directly attack the president's convoy, and we see it as a national security threat to this republic. And we are under open obligation as member of the Joint Security to protect the president of the Republic of Liberia and to protect the integrity of this state. So when the president life come under danger, definitely we as members of the Joint Security should act. So Honorable Dillion authorized the May at the time, we saw it as a national security threat, and when we did our research, we come out to find out that the threat was at its highest. It was code red. So when you have a code red threat, there are 3 components you find in it. You find the threat to be crucial. When it is crucial, that means you are expecting an attack. When it is severe, it means that an attack is highly expected. So when it is substantial, then it's strongly impossible there will be an attack. When it is moderate, then there's a possibility and likelihood that there will be an attack. When it is low, then there is a likelihood that there will be no attack. So we, from the angle of the Joint Security, we have labeled the threat for Honorable Dillion to the President of the Republic of Liberia as a crucial threat. After the election, we then narrow it down after collecting data, after doing intelligence, after all of our analysis. We have reduced the threat to a moderate threat. So right now it is at a medium level. It is the Joint Security, it is onus upon us to reduce our threat to the lower or a remain at the medium till we can observe and find out that all other things that was said against the president and his convoy is gone away. But if it is not, Honorable Dillion will be checked up at any time when you go into public functions where the president is. It is our obligation to check him up because he has threatened the president and he has threatened the convoy of the president. So this is the reason why when Honorable Dillion is in the glare of the public where the president is present, We have a lot of eyes on him because he has threatened the president, and the threat has not gone away. We, from the joint security angle, we are proved with the authority to reduce the threat. So as we speak, the threat is a medium threat. So, Honorable Dillion, there is nothing directed to you. There is no disrespect to you. We respect all of our lawmakers. We are people who enforce the law. We should not be attacking or differentiating among people when we are enforcing the law. The only reason why we turn to keep an eagle eye on you and your bodyguard is because of the threat that you pose, and the threat is stay in existence. Though you came out to walk back on your statement, but according to our security training, the threat still exists. We are the ones that determine whether the threat is all or not. And one more last thing before I close. This is widely known. I think we are disrespecting this. We are disrespecting the president. When the president is seated, no other person will enter. When the president is seated, no other person will enter. You are breaching the protocol if you do that. I'm the Inspector General of Liberia National Police. When I'm going in the glare of the president, I am not authorized to be in an inner circle. I usually disarm myself, leave my arm in my vehicle, or leave my arm with my bodyguard, because this is not my area to carry arm. I am not allowed to carry arm in the presence of the President of the Republic of Liberia, except so ordered by him. I rest my case. Thank you.
Our colleague, Senator Dillion, who made the complaints to respond to or make clarity on some of the things that have been said.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Director, EPS, do you know me, sir?
Go ahead, Mr. Senator.
I'm asking, do you know me?
I know you very well.
Very well. Good. Except you want to make clarity. In your presentation, you said during the humiliation that I complained of, you were not there. And that if the video can show you that, you should be dismissed today. Were you not on that video?
Honorable Senator, rethink your question. I was on the video, not at the time you claimed you were being humiliated or whatsoever. And that entire video, in the glaring eyes of the public, nobody humiliated you in that video. Except you get problem to understand what's happening there.
Chairman, you guard this. Please guard this and let the witness understand it before the Liberian Senate and honor oath.
IG, Director, this is a public hearing. The hearing is under the auspices of it's under the control of this committee. If you ask questions, if you can answer it in a way that will respect the one posing the question. We are here to resolve an issue and not to complicate. A lot have been said in the public, on the radios, and that's why the Liberian Senate mandated us to resolve this, hold these hearings, and see how we can move forward. And so please, I want us to, all of you, Senator Dillion, Director Roberts, IG, cool down your emotions. Cool down your emotions. You want to know what is happening in the security sector, especially concerning the complaints of Senator Dillion. So please respond appropriately. We'll not take it kindly the next time you. Right, please. Proceed, Senator.
Thank you. Mr. EPS Director, I take it again at you, sir. In your presentation, You said you were not around during the humiliation of me in my office. And to the effect that if your video can show you that, you should be dismissed today. My question again, are you not in the video?
Mr. and Honorable Dillion, if the video shows me present at any time you were humiliated by EPS personnel, I resign right here before leaving this place.
Now, I would take it that you understand, probably not understand humiliation to me. I'm being jacked up. Pulled here.
Honorable, I'm schooled, very schooled.
So,
Let's shouldn't be that.
no.
Let me come here a little clarification, Mr. Chairman. If I hear President,
Go to your statement. Don't make your clarity.
Bossman, the people spoke here, nobody borrowed them. Please. Maybe humiliation means when the senator was to be jacked up and this and that. What was happening over there with my security being pulled, hackled here and there, and no state security officer can listen to me? That's not humiliation. Even with the EPS director who came before me at that place and said, Senator, I said, Choco, you hear and all of this thing happening? He said, Senator, I hear that my security officers told me that they got issue with your bodyguard, so I came for them to go to the police station. Choco, is that true?
Very true.
And then, when you said you were taking my bodyguard to the police station, do you remember what I said to you? Patrick, Mr. Director of Police, I didn't ask you. Please.
Why would I? Are you answering for me? He spoke for me. He ran for me.
Please guard it. Please guard it here.
Nobody provoking a scene. All the things I read he did for me.
Mr. Chairman.
He provoking a scene.
Mr. Chairman, are you guarding this hearing or
No,
just
you
a
provoking
body
a
and
scene.
everything be the way it is? You sitting there, the witnesses and misbehaving. And that's not how we proceed in this chamber.
IG, come in. Please let us control our emotions. Please, Director Roberts. Please,
Thank you.
whatever issues, you are in the chambers of the Liberian Senate. Please, take note of that.
So,
We don't want to repeat of that, please.
So, Mr. EPS Director, do you remember what I said to you when you said you wanted to take my security at the police station?
I remember quite well you saying no, he's not going anywhere.
So, Mr. Director, you honor oath. You know me like I know you. Did you not hear me say, if you take my security at the police station, I will go with them?
Honorable Senator, I did not hear you say that.
Okay. Thank you. In this chamber, Senator Kwame Wisa spoke to this body and said that the door glass in question was crushed in his presence long before I got there. This chamber had a discussion here. And that's what Senator Kwame Wisa said. Unless we go back to the video, because I had thought that was different video. Because everything that CCTV camera show, we already had it and we posted it in the public. I had gone to SKD. The EPS director said, the second time, according to him, the second time I approached the VIP gate was at 15:40. We all know what protocol means. When you invited to an official program and you have official invitation, and the time is written on that invitation, and you go 1 minute late, especially where the most VIP is. If you go 1 minute late, and especially when the most VIP is in there, you are late. You can't enter. I went to watch Monserrato versus Lofa. That game was starting at 6 o'clock. The EPS said I arrived there 3:40. They say I late. Yeah. This thing, the national security.
Sorry.
3:40 p.m. with a VIP ticket. If you read the EPS initial public statement, they say my security did not have ticket. Then the public statement secondly said my security was not supposed to enter while the president was in VIP. So that means if I had ticket, my security had ticket, while the president there now will enter. But the EPS no. The Ministry of Youth and Sport gave me one VIP ticket. I've been co-chair on Youth and Sports of the Liberia Senate Committee. Senator Committee Wizard gave me another VIP ticket. We have two. The EPS boss said it. I entered that field by 3. I decided to go around the field. Because throughout the academy, when I go in the field, I go around the field. I enter the VIP stand at ATS, shake hands, or friends, other officials, and go back around the field. I never sat down to VIP. I don't need to be in VIP to know I'm VIP, I'm senator. So when I go in the field, I want to be with the people that brought me here. And that's exactly what I was doing. When I got out from my car, most of the fans and supporters, they thought I was going VIP. So they were escorting me to VIP. Then I said, no, I'm going to get 18. Because there were Patrick Hunter and the other friends were waiting for me. I got to VIP. I've been to get 18. And it was just good wisdom not to enter the field because people who have died. The field was packed. There was human shield opening corridor for me to enter. I said, no. If you enter here, all the people won't see you. They don't the light pole dropping all down. Something will happen. They don't leave the field. Yeah, they don't leave for around the field. And that was when, and I had more than one security, and they said you can't enter without ticket. Then I left from there. Without having ticket for that again, then I came back. It's not true. The honor oath. You see their body language, their expression, you see they're more emotional than professional. It's not true. I will not do that. I've been late. One time, Mabudu Nyiba body came here for state review, and I was late. The EPS officer at the entrance told me, Senator Dillion, you late. I left from there quietly and came in my office. I was late. The EPS officer was doing her job. The VIP, the president of that girl, was already in close place. I was late. I left from there, I came in my office. There was no issue. The police director said, I'm a threat. I'm a threat. I don't know where all of them were when the president who was supposed to kill or be threatened to. In the John Chamber walked with me and came here to boss me. All of them were there grabbing. So that only the president can come to me, there's no threat. But when I around someone for state funeral, then I'm a threat. Or state function, I'm a threat. Let the state security people divest their minds from the politics and let them do their professional job. They won't see no threat. Patrick knows me, and I know him. Trevor knows me, and I know him. The reason I ask him, because as a state security person, professional, he should know the people he's dealing with. To know whether this person has the potential, whether it is their nature, to determine threat level. When people issue any statement, the president of Liberia doing campaign time, he said, I'm a flog lale guy. That campaign talk. Everybody say things during campaign. And you take my statement, which are honorably, because of my nature, walk back on. here at the Capitol building, annual message is a function of the legislature. The president does not come here to address business community. The president of Liberia does not come here to address the citizens. The president comes here to perform legislative function. That is why the legislature meets in joint session. They open session with a quorum. The motion is done. The president walks in, addresses the legislature, and does not sit down and walk out. And after he leaves, there is a motion to adjourn the legislative function. Without a quorum of the legislature, the president cannot deliver that annual message. So, coming to do my work as a lawmaker in the government assigned vehicle, being clearly identify myself. And somebody say, where your gate pass? You get gate pass, you can't enter. And where your tag? You get tag, you can't enter. Even when the tag are not being given us. Confusion among security people, but at the senator, no, he got pass, he might not enter. Nobody the man. Why do people need tag or ID card for identity? Professional judgment, discretion. We say, oh, but we all identify the senator. And that aspect is number one. Most of the senators had the same issue. They protest, everybody knows. The key thing I want to say here, the EPS goddamn lied. On Sunday, the 31st of January, I said the EPS lied. Goddamn lie. On the 31st of January, when I got to that entrance, the security officers are seeing in the evidence that the EPS brought against itself. Yeah.
The same applies. I'm controlling.
Okay, insult on me, don't joke.
You ask us to control this.
What is insult?
I come in the same thing that applies there. Applies.
I don't have a problem with that. What is insult?
IG, we are conducting this hearing. That would be fair as much as possible. Senator, please proceed without any infinitive.
What's the infinitive? What's the infinitive? I don't know. I can take it back.
You cannot look at another official of government and say lie.
Okay. Jesus.
It's the way you say it.
Okay, he tell his story. Ain't that the way I say it? On the 31st of January.
When we say something, probably won't change it around. It shouldn't be an offense to the house.
No.
Because no. If the senator says it is if the
IG.
Yeah,
IG. We are controlling this. As I said, we just call him to order. He's our colleague. We don't allow him to do those things to you that we say you should not do to him. So we are calling the court. So please hold your peace. Senator, proceed, please.
On the 31st of January, as I approached the entrance of the VIP, I wish the audio, that CCTV audio, so you can hear. A particular EPS officer who on 4 different occasions, as seen in that particular video, has done this to me particularly, asked to search my bodyguard, my security. He asked to search my security. I said, go ahead. Then he did not search my security. Then he asked whether my security had a ticket. Then we displayed the ticket. Then he said, you can only go in with 1 bodyguard. I said, but I have 1 security I carry. My other 2 security only came to accompany me at this point until I entered the lobby, the hallway there. But when the EPL officer insisted that I will not enter, for some reason, search your bodyguard, no search. Ticket, show ticket, different. Now, you can see from the trend of this discussion that they have already said this guy is a threat. At whatever level they put it. So they will do anything to keep the distance. They can't say the president, they can't confirm here that the president was in the VIP stand at 3:40, according to the time he gave. The president, even if he was in the field at the time, he was playing football. We are 11 for his Lone Star. He was not in the VIP area. The president went in the VIP stand after that game when he brushed up under the stadium, changed his clothes, took the kick off for the final before he went in the VIP stand. That was after 6. The EPS director said, my being at the entrance, the door, the gate of the field, it was at 3:40. It was at 3:40. Yet and still they say I was late. You late. The security can't enter. No, you can enter with security, he get ticket. Which one? All I'm saying, there's one government, 3 branches. Everybody has a role. There's some people who want to play their role according to what it should be. It does not make them target, threat, or enemy. The people in the executive, according to the Constitution, they serve at the pleasure of the president. And I can envy them when they're pleasing the president, whoever the president is. We who are elected should serve the pleasure of the people that elect us. That is why it pleases me to please the pleasure of the people that elected me. That is why I do what I do here, in keeping with my function. It is with no intent, evil intent. This thing needs to stop. It needs to stop. So we stop seeing one another as enemies. The police director, when he take out the uniform, will meet somewhere, you will think he's not police director. The reason I asked the EPS director, Choco, before he was appointed 3 years ago, he know where he and Marcel used to pass. Now, for us to take friendship, relationship, and throw one side in the name of politics and sentimental politics, is hurting this country. Everybody won't be the same. Everybody won't act the same. Everybody who is elected may not choose to kiss the feet of the president, but do it another way to keep things in check, and that's what we do here. And so, that day, I see in the video, they say I was hostile. Show the video again. Senator Steve Zagoye is a security expert and he's a lawyer. They get something they call hostile witness. When you bring your own witness to testify in your defense and that witness stand against you, it's called hostile witness. The video evidence here is a hostile witness for the EPS. In closing, the EPS director said he was negotiating for me to leave the field. Is that what I heard, sir?
You friendly told me you wanted to leave.
Okay, so that answer. So you did not negotiate for me to leave.
I negotiated on grounds that you said the door was crowded as you helped clear the door. In the same place we took oath, don't forget, you said it to me.
Choco, I don't know why your answer can be long like that.
But it need to be long, brother.
Choco, Mr. EPS director.
50.
Yeah. I said, because of the charged environment, to save the day, I will leave. And then he said, Senator, thank you for that decision. Let me open the way. True or false?
Very, very, very true. To save the day. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Finish?
I don't know why you're rushing me like that. In a video, they play that video 1 million times. You will not see my security agitating, hostile, touching anyone. Our security is being heckled, harassed, and in the video itself that we have, you see the blood all oozing out of my security injured on the video. You see it oozing all out of him. The Senate Standing Rule talks about members of the Liberian Senate, their immediate family and staff, officers and employees of said body. In keeping with the rule of the Liberian Senate, 15 employees per senator. One of those employees is security paid for by the Liberian government. He's part of my staff that was heckled, harassed. And it says, when that is done, it is contemptuous to the body, and the said punishment the punishment shall be decided by the Senate. My bodyguard, an employee of the Liberian Senate, as seen in the video, was harassed, assaulted in my presence, with a view of arresting him simply for being my bodyguard. The EPS boss said he confirmed here that they were arresting my bodyguard to carry him. Chogon said, Senator Dillion, you can go upstairs, but your bodyguard will carry him to police station. Meaning, I'm going to be left empty and vulnerable. Then I said, no, if you take my bodyguard to the police station, I will go with him because it is me you guys looking for and humiliating. And if you will detain my bodyguard, I will enter the cell. And it was on that account that you guys left him. It was on that account that they left him. And then I said, look, the environment is not looking happy for me again, so I think I want to leave the home to save the day. And it was when he said, oh, Senator, thank you for that decision. And he had to open the corridor and I left. I'm done. Oh, yeah, we're I'm done.
IG, is there anything you want to add?
Yes, sir.
I give you 3 minutes, IG.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. 3 minutes, quite sufficient. Okay, first and foremost, I think we all watch the video. If you watch the video, the reason for which the honorable man bodyguard was held, it was because he forcibly opened the door, thus causing the door to shatter. This is the reason why the officer held on to him. One. And another point of correction, from the very officer on the scene, because we investigated, Senator Dillion had with him 5 bodyguards, not 3, 5. And another thing I would like to speak to, let us be frank, let us be clear here. We're not going to play with the presidency as we play. Look, when we come to the house, we demean ourselves, we do everything because this is another branch of government. You know, if you don't respect this branch of government, you grasp. So we should respect the presidency. Whatsoever program you have, whatsoever protocol that is in place, when the president arrives, all protocol change. The president's presence changes all protocols. So if the game was to start 12 midnight and the president went 5 o'clock, the president dictates the protocol of the day. Every other arrangement will change. I want that to be clear. And another thing, the senator said he made a statement, he walked back on his statement, and in fact, we play politics. No, we are security, but we are not in politics. We do our job in a professional manner. But what I would like to say here, it's good that we have a security expert in this room. Honorable Joba Amadou Zago. He's a security expert. So, you see, this is the reason why the power say,
You have 30 minutes.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
life and death lies in the tongue. You should be careful the utterance you made. The utterance made by the senator, he walked back the utterance, he walked on what he said, but we as security, we are not walking back with him. We are forging ahead. So one thing you should have in mind, that the threat that he posed stay in existence. It is level of security to look at the threat, to reduce it to the minimum that we think it will be okay for all, which is the lowest of all. And crime is not something that you see. Crime is embedded in your mind. In order to commit a crime, two components have to exist: actus reus and mens reus. And all of that is in your mind. So we don't know what is working in the senator's mind, for which we'll just go about to say the threat level is gone. I think we do that with the unprofessional. Lastly, sir, as I said again, this particular horse, we come to the horse based upon requests, and we follow the protocol that is set up by this horse. What happened to the entrance there was what was set up. But I think the passes were given, whether people choose to use it or not, we don't know. So I'm not too sure as to whether my officer was in the wrong at the entrance. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I want to ask you one from his last presentation.
1 minute, please.
Less than 1 minute. Mr. Aji,
Yes, sir.
do you think or believe that I am Dillion, Senator Dillion? Do you believe that I'm above the law?
No, sir.
Do you believe that my statement that you made reference to is tantamount to commission of a crime?
Yes, sir.
Why have you arrested me?
Well, no, listen. Before we arrest, you made a statement. So what we're doing, we look at the content of your statement, we go back into our room, we analyze your statement, then we go back to the drawing board and use our intel to see what is the gravity of the statement. So right now we still monitoring you, we watching whatsoever you do, and we are analyzing your statement. There's a reason why we took it from a higher level to the medium level. So yeah, no, the election finished, but the threat still stands. It's at the medium level. Let me say it right now.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right, colleagues, we've listened to the witnesses and the complainant. Anybody has a question, comment?
Yes.
Thank you.
Let's start from that. Look from Senator Paribu.
Oh, let me get back.
Yeah, Aji,
Yes, sir.
in order to put us in a better frame of mind,
Yes, sir.
what really is, can you just give us that statement that was made that is making you to be very apprehensive on wherever Senator Dillion is?
Well, Senator Dillion said vividly, if I can recall, I'm sorry I didn't bring a copy of the statement, but on the 13th of September he said that if anyone, I think he made a statement somewhere, voila. He said if the CPP program be disrupted, he showed that the president convoy is being stolen. And such threat is not only threat to the president, it's a threat to national security.
And you know that national security are working out now.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair, Dillion, Honorable Security Directors. Mr. Chair, before I ask a question, I want to lay a premise. Some of us, I came from the background of former Vice family. I've been in the corridor of presidency. even though I was small, but my intelligence tells me, like Deputy Director Wallow, about 7 to 8 years, 1981, 1980, when I saw him with the late President Samuel Doe. And now we that been in our corridor, we understand, even those days, in Tucson, where the president used to go for vacation in own village, they still had the security intact. That's why he went with his family people. To my distinguished leader colleague, Honorable Dillion, I think it would be prudent that, you know, sometime the law, we make the law, when we pass some law in this place, we will not take it, you know, in consideration the consequences for tomorrow. When we were passing the law 2011, we give the power to those people to protect the president, and the immediate family, the first family. When you made that statement in September, it was like a joke between you and your campaign team and the president campaign team. But the national security, it's like somebody just walk at Capitol building today to say, I'm going to attack Senator Dillion in his office. The police or the AFL, they are under obligation to protect you and your staffers. So we, the national leaders, our statements, our brothers and sisters, people that elected us, when we make a statement, when it turn against us, because we are elected officials and we have supporters, we feel that they will come to our aid. When I look at the video, last week or week before last, when this issue was discussed on the floor, I listened to all of the speakers. During the county meeting, I was in Grand G, so I never followed what happened in January and early December. And now, when I watched the video, the EPS director said, and I quote, "We spoke on the floor a few weeks ago, that being our colleague, when you went at SKD, was treated bad, manhandled by the national security." I think on the radio, for me, I'm now on Facebook, but on the radio, I felt bad. But when I watched the video, I thought one EPS or national police officer or immigration or AFL, if one of them would have even laid a hand on you, that day we feel a decision. My dear honorable colleague, when you're speaking, I listen to you. You know, I want for all of us to be told, when the VIP, more especially the president of the Republic of Liberia, when that president is sitting, all of us, I can come with my 30 bodyguards, we all fall under the VIP security within that time. Let us understand. I just said it, I'm from the background of former first family. So I understand everything they are doing. I'm not saying stopping you at the gate for our program. They were right there equally so to the gate. Our chairs from the both houses, House of Senate, House of Representatives. If we want for this thing to continue the investigation, to look at the truth, so we can put it on rest, to start new political and security life between we and the executive, then our colleagues that chair the committees need to come and tell us. Because I have received three passes. One for myself, one for my driver, and one for my wife. But my wife said she will not come. I give it to one of my security. But by the time we reach on the ground, and one of my You understand? By the time we reach at the front door, the entrance, definitely I can tell my security that I'm in the hands of the national security. I'm protected. This thing will be said to our staffers. The president is next to God. We ourselves elected president. The president will be respected. Our security will be respected. There are other places that you will go that they will give you that courtesy, that give you. But when they say Mr. President, Mr. Senator, or Mr. Representative, please, your security should wait and know our security, you are protected. Sometimes we get that courtesy. Actually, 10 minutes, 1 hour, will not take anything from you. The idea, Senator, as long you in the hands of the national security, you are protected whatsoever. Somebody will do to you, the state will hold the government responsible. But if you carry your own security, in case of any eventuality, who do we ask? Who do we ask? Maybe like microphone. You have a soft talk on that. Yeah, okay. You understand? So, Mr. Chairman, you know, the senator is our colleague. No, that decision, I'm saying his speech. He's our colleague. And now, there are certain things, even when it happened to you, there are certain things that may happen to some of us. But as a politician, you don't bring some of those things to light. Because politically, it will not be prudent for yourself. Because people will start analyzing, like now, they are going worldwide. People are looking at us, and we talk about national security for a senator. You understand? So let us see a reason. Security, nobody was in security as your friend. You are working for my late uncle for 10 years. Now I will tell you, follow me. No, he will tell a president. You and them will be joking right now in the through my eye when order come. If they really love you, they will say, I dream of you, my man, leave this country. That's the only love they can give you. But they can tell against you at a time. So that statement I will make, if you made that statement, my dear colleague, if you made that statement, it's a political joke. During the campaign, we can throw to everybody. But they are not part of politics. For them, they were paid to protect the president. So when you say, I will steal the president on board, the honor obligation. The honor obligation as a security. So all the precautions that they are taking today, your security, don't enter. They don't know the strength of your own security that you are carrying. And when the statement that was made, if you made a statement, and actually you are not listening to it, then we really need to find a way forward how we can settle this thing, because you are a state person. You represent over 250,000 people. When some of us representing
almost 2 million.
the 250,000 voted you, not 2 million.
There are only 250,000 people living in Waterloo.
I talk about the people that voted you on the street ways. Yeah, if I get almost 300,000 people in Nigeria. So, my RG, this place is the place of elders. You see, in the other chamber, they will just take decision in your absence, and they embarrass the executive for that decision to be implemented. But to tell you, we are elders. When you come here, you left all your business schedules and honor the invitation to the Senate, the committee, the specialized committee to look into the matter. So when you come here, your emotion, you should relax it. I know you in uniform, all uniform people can be emotional, but you will know that you are addressing the distinguished senator. So even when you're talking, say, honorable senator, he or she in the legislature will know that our security apparatus are very trained, because sometimes we travel, we see other officers, even to stop you in the traffic to ask for your lesson. When they finish saluting you, force you to give your lesson. But in Liberia, I work with the police. When they stop you, you just won't go underground. Because the manner, the literature, you can't even permit you to even say hello to them. So being an RG for the National Police, your body language in our chamber today against my distinguished colleague. I think the next time when you appear before the House of Representatives or the Senate, you see the director of EPS. Maybe sometimes we'll tell you when we're having private, when we're having a kind of hearing, we'll ask you to come in your white so we will know that you're coming with purity, so we can know that you're coming because you come in like this, you come in like police military men and PSU and EROU. Because I think I'm going where to take action. This place is not an action place. So, my distinguished colleagues, I rest and I will come back for the closing. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Honorable then the co-chair. Now, close it.
Honorable Chair, distinguished colleagues, my apologies, I had to leave because we anticipated that the hearing would have been over before I am scheduled dealing with the Advantage University in my country, the highest audience with me, so they were there and I had to go to speak to them briefly. But basically what was established here, I'm quite sure some of you were here when this matter was raised and thoroughly debated. We heard some of the assertions made on account, some other accounts from other senators who were on the field the same day. But Senator Dillion indicated that he'd been specifically targeted. And I think to some extent that was established by the IG's statement that yes indeed, he'd been watched with evil eyes because of threat he made against the president. So that is established that the security or the security apparatus had problems with Senator Dillion because of statement allegedly made by him. His presentation corroborated the account presented to us by Senator Dillion that indeed there is a friction between the security and him. The statement by the IG established that. Also, like the panel said, the director for EPS, what transpired here in terms of his posture and his mode of presentation also established a friction between him and Senator Dillion. Even though they indicated that they have always accorded, or they will always accord members of the legislature due respect. But the mode of presentation did not establish that. And I'd like to be clear on that because it's about the future. So we have heard from them and we have seen what transpired here and taken into consideration the totality of all that has transpired. My request would be that we take what we have heard, what we have seen, back to committee room, we deliberate, and then draw up our findings and subsequently make our report to plenary. Thank you.
The health minister said, "I'm not touching that." He already pay over by I to my
Battery finish. And a Chinese battery. No replace it. No battery can replace it.
Again, I think this was a good year. We have further opportunity to dissect some of the problems listening to the actors. And concerning that the security sector reform is the reform that is ongoing. Our own idea and own philosophy into the going forward for security sector reform will be embedded in the communication sense. Indeed, I co-chair this ad hoc committee, and I chair the committee on security and intelligence and those issues. We need to look at the security sector reform, the Act, the 2011 Security Sector Reform Act, the issue of elevating the threat analysis that the IGP spoke about. A lot of issues that we've been able to be clear on this issue. So I may not want to bore us with much of the talking. I took a lot of notes. Much is expected of me, understandably. I become passionate about this. I found out with interest. There are some issues that we prefer to document. Right. And then we will document at the appropriate time. And then we hope we all can find a way forward. Because it's hard time that we need to de-escalate the tension. As we speak, there have been thrown up petrol bombs on 2 occasions. I think we need to take our time and resources and effort to walk those kind of threats than the threat that someone walk back home. When someone walk back on the threat, we need to lower it, lower it. At this moment, I want to allow the chairperson to close us. And then, the check, you look at me and say, well, it would get it. We allow the chairperson to close up on this. And then we will do the necessary documentation so as to ensure that oral testimony will not vitiate what is written. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, distinguished colleagues. No, we're close. We've listened to all of you, and I, on behalf of my colleagues, want to thank the 2 of you for the presentation. I also want to thank our colleagues, my colleagues, for their patience. We should have started this by 1:30. We started very late. And we are still here. I think this is in the interest of our country. All of us should be reminded of our past, our recent past. Including all of us, Dillion, ourselves, and our national security actors. Our past as it relates to security is not a good one. We fought a brutal civil war. As a result, we lost our national sovereignty that placed the security of this country in the hands of people from different countries for a number of years. Until 2017, I believe, when Omel left and gave us back our sovereignty. Now, we have a few years now when we assume responsibility of our own security. Those of you in the security sector, we understand the passion, the way you want to protect the president. That's understandable. We understand that. Rightfully so. That's what the laws say. All we can say is that, I can say is that, be professional as much as possible. Remove personal feelings from the security operations. My own thinking, we're going to report, we took notes. But it's not a good thing that we have one of our colleagues who listen to the IG and we watch the exchange between the three of them. That's not a good thing. Yes, we're going to make our report. What's the end result? My appeal to our colleague, my brother Senator Dillion, and the national security actors is that we need to resolve this.
Of course.
RJ, Director Roberts, are you listening? This has to be resolved. Today, you have made a statement that is people going to hold to you. When we started the hearings, and as we watched the video, we saw the presentation, it was like, so what is the issue? But then the IG came with that statement that caught our attention, that the security is watching our colleague. It's not a good thing for all of us. And so IG, I know you spoke what is true, the view being held by the national security. My colleague, Senator Dillion. Here you have 2 million people, as you say, ready at any time to come to your. But we almost agree that it's not a good thing that we live, we're here, and one of our colleagues, a senator of this county, that is hosting all of us, that the security sector will have an eye over him because of statement he made during the campaign. We need to resolve those things. And I show 2 of you will agree with me. Given our past, where we're coming from, our history, the way the international community is watching how we handle our own security, I'm sure the 2 of you will agree, and all others will agree that we need to resolve this. And so, as a committee, we're going to go back to our committee room. Maybe we will call you to another meeting, but this time maybe it will be a committee room. Will not be public. We allow today for us to be public hearing because the issues have gone in the public. And so when your side order decides to go to the public, but the resolution, we have to sit in-house in the committee room to resolve it. It's time for all of us. And so we have taken notes. I will ask all of you, Senator Dillion, let's remain calm. This is before this Liberia Senate. IG, Honorable Director, know that this issue is before the Liberia Senate, so let us stay put until we can get to all of you for a final resolution. Let us leave this room with that determination, with that thinking that this country cannot go back to where we come from. We need to resolve it. And so I want to say thank you to all of you, members of the press, people in the gallery who have listened. Let us all leave from here as Liberians that we should not go back to where we're coming from. And so whatever issues we have that exist between the security sector and our colleague needs to be resolved. And so hopefully next week the committee is going to call you so that we can go in-house to see how we can bring this matter to closure. On that note, I want to say thank you again, thank you colleagues.
Wow.
And as chair on this committee, I want to say that this hearing are now closed.